Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys still having me.
My name's Kat,
Okay.
and I am a Michigan State alumni.
Oh, and now we talking. Yeah.
There you go. My son goes there. We went to the Rose Bowl. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. You green and white through and through. I love it.
Absolutely. I just moved back to Michigan from Indianapolis. I was tired of hearing about those Hoosiers.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome back.
Mateen Cleaves, I am thrilled to talk to you that you're coming to town with your one goal, one passion. Part of the Flintstones, 2000 national champs. You are the man.
Well, I appreciate the love. You know, it's all good. I appreciate the love.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing so much good for the community with this basketball clinic. You're also doing the reading with the kids, all kinds of great stuff.
Yeah, you know, I really get a kick out of it. You know, I grew up and I watched my mother do a lot and give back to the community. And I guess it's just instilled in me, you know, from my parents, my mom and dad. So I really get a kick out of it. And my thing is really, to be honest, is to get kids to dream again. Because I really, you know, I've been in the community in Flint and going around the state and some of these tough areas. Kids don't dream. They don't think they can make it. You know, and that's not being an athlete or being on TV. That's just about being a successful person. And I feel it's my duty to make sure I get back and interact with these kids to let them know, man, that you can definitely be successful in whatever you want to do. You just got to get a plan and put the work ethic behind.
And that's the thing. It's more than just your clinic is just more than basketball. It's about you being inspirational to these kids.
Oh, yeah. See, the basketball is the draw. See, I slick the kids to get through the door with the basketball, but once they get there, I kind of hit them with eco-friendliness and, you know, healthy eating, how to eat right, you know, goal setting, life skills, you know, all kind of different things, work ethic. I don't want to just make it a basketball camp because a lot of kids, you know, it is what it is, are not going to play professionally or not even play in college per se. So I just want to get kids on the right track to let them know whatever you want to be in life, you got to work hard at it, you got to have a plan, and you got to go. You got to believe in it. So that's pretty much my message, you know, when I'm around the kids for the 3 days that I'm with them.
That is so great. You're coming to Benton Harbor July 22nd through the 24th, and you're going to have two groups of ages, so it's not just the little ones you're going to be talking to.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm going to talk to the younger kids, and I'm going to hit the teenagers as well. And, you know, Benton Harbor is such tradition-rich in basketball. I remember playing against guys like Corey Childs, and when I was a young fellow, watching those guys, and Brian Echols and Marcus Singer, and, you know, playing against a Kerry Hartfield when he was coming up, and Whitey, hearing about him, and, you know, and Wilson Chandler, and all those guys. Basketball is very rich in Benton Harbor, so it's an honor for me to be able to come back and give a camp there. But I just want to give back and interact with some kids, and Benton Harbor has always been one of my favorite places.
Well, you get the lakeshore, too. You get the beautiful
town.
Yeah,
I don't get that in Flint, so that is cool to be able to come down there and get that.
Now, do you golf, Mateen?
I try, but I'm really, really bad right now. You know, I'm thinking about getting a golf coach, and I think that can help me out. You know, my plans is to be a lot better next summer than I was this summer.
Well, you got to be better than Charles Barkley.
Oh, I'm really bad. I'm not the one in the position to say who I'm better than because I'm actually just getting started.
Well, we have a new course here in Benton Harbor that you got to check out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't right now. Well, I had to put that on hold because I don't want to tear the course up. It's new, so I don't want to tear it up. But I'll say next year I should be able to come out there and hit a few balls.
Absolutely. Just come and check it out, see it. They've got some great hospitality there. It's just fabulous. We are so thrilled for you to be coming next week, and you're having a special registration. Tomorrow your gang's going to be at Benton Harbor High School and getting some folks signed up to take this clinic. And we are so excited for you to be in town here.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to be there, and I hope we can get a gym full of kids because that's my goal is get a bunch of kids in there and just have a good time for 3 days.
Now, do you have kids, Mateen?
Yeah, I do. I got a 16-year-old football player. He didn't like basketball, so he plays football, and a 4-year-old. And I think that's my basketball player right there. His middle name is actually Izzy. His first name is Mateen, and Izzy after Coach Izzo. And, he's a little fireball, just like Coach Izzo is.
I remember because he named his son the middle name after you.
Yeah. And you know what I always tell people? I didn't do it because he named his son after me. You know, Coach Izzo meant so much to me in my life. And if it's anybody that I want my son to be named after, it would be Coach Izzo, because not only is he a great coach, but he's a better person. And the lives he's been able to touch throughout the years that I've known him has just been special. So he's a special guy, and that's the reason why I wanted my son to carry his name.
That is so cool. And I don't know if it's just because I'm a Spartan, but it just seems like you got Izzo. Everybody talks about what a great guy he is, winning all these awards. And the same with you. I mean, everybody talks about what a great guy you are. Your number was retired, obviously Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, the whole 9 yards for the sports, but they talk about what a great guy you are.
Well, yeah, we pride ourselves on being good people. No matter what, we want to be good people and treat people the right way. And it started at home with me. My mom and dad, they did a great job with it. I watched them interact with people. They raised me to be a good person. And then when I went to Michigan State, that was something Coach Izzo demanded of us. So, I've just been blessed to be around very, very good people in my life. And I think that's why I turned out to be pretty cool.
Absolutely. And that's the thing that I can always count on with not only Izzo, but D'Antonio.
Great guy.
You guys, they don't take anything off of you. You screw up, you're out for the season, you're out for the game. I can always count on them taking the high road.
Yeah, and you know what? But, as hard as they coach guys, we don't take it personal on what they say to us and how they push us, because we know they care about us. When I know you care about me, you can say whatever you want to, and you're going to give my best effort, because at the end of the day, I know you genuinely care about me. And that's not how it is across the country at a lot of these other schools. There's something unique at Michigan State to have a lot of the coaches, even Susie Merchant, the girls' basketball coach. That's my girl there, too. She's a very great person. She loves her players, and I think that's why Michigan State is having success right now, because they have great coaches, but not only great coaches, but great people.
Absolutely. That's one thing I noticed this season. I remember seeing a couple games where Izzo was right in Denzel Valentine's face, and it was like, I thought he was going to cry, but I thought, he is on him because he knows that he's got it in him to be great.
Oh, yeah, and that's what it is. He just want to get everything out of you that's inside. That's all it is, and you know that. That's why you don't take it personal. And, Coach Izzo, like I said, the first thing about it, he cares. He's not just pulling on you and screaming at you just because the cameras are on to make him look good. So I remember he told me, I'm going to take you out the game, and you just sit down, and you'll thank me later. I'm like, well, why are you taking me out, Coach? He said, because you're on national TV looking back. So you'll thank me later. And now I think back on that last night every time I think about it. But he's just a great guy, man. And he's going to push his players. And at the end of your 4-year stint there, you appreciate it, because he's going to get everything out of you that you had inside.
And I think that's the bottom line, is integrity with the Michigan State sports. Absolutely integrity.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can't compare us to any other schools because I don't know what goes on, but you can tell just when you watch the games and when you see the press and things like that. Even just what happened for the Rose Bowls. Like, you knew that D'Antonio had to do what he did, because it was the right thing to do when he took the one guy out. I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah, the linebacker. And I know it broke his heart to do that. I know it broke his heart to do it, but, hey, he had to do it. And maybe that was a life lesson learned for the young kid. Maybe he'll bounce back and move on. And maybe that'll help him in the long run. Yep. And
that's the integrity is what you're going to be carrying on into these camps.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's what I want kids to understand, to be accountable. Even, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. A lot of these kids now, I was brought up the old school way. A lot of these kids now don't respect their elders. And that's something that I preach to, is just treating people the right way. And kids, sometimes they just don't know. They just don't know. So that's something I encourage the kids to do, as well as working hard and setting goals and and pushing itself and challenging itself. Those are some of the key things that I talk to the kids about over the 3 days.
That is so great. We are talking with Mateen Cleaves, Michigan State University basketball star, doing radio now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually doing radio and TV. I work with Sirius XM. I do 2 shows. I do a college basketball show with them, and I do an NBA show with Sirius XM. And I work with, I call the Detroit Pistons games. I'm an in-studio analyst for them. And I work with CBS Sports Network as well. So I'm kind of busy and just continuing trying to work hard and learn my way around the media now. And but it's been a blessing. It keeps me around the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Well, it was so funny when we heard you were coming to town and we were going to have a chance to talk to you. The guy that I work with is not a Spartan, but he knew, I was, ranting and raving about, how great the Spartans are and, the 2000 national champions. And he said, so who's he playing for now? And I was like, dude, we're all getting old.
Yeah, exactly. I had a good run at it. It was time to move on and let some of the young guys have it. Yep.
Now, something that I like to ask folks when I interview them, a couple things that I want to ask you. Number one, you put your pants on like everybody else. You're a regular guy.
Exactly.
Is there something that happened in your life, one thing that maybe someone you met, something that happened to you, that you went, I cannot believe this is happening to me?
You know what? I would have to say it was 2 things. It was, right after we won the national championship, me and Morris Peterson, we went out to L.A. And I was sitting there watching the Lakers game, and Denzel Washington came up to me. And he hit me on my chest, and he just said, congratulations. And I just looked, I didn't even say anything back. My mouth was wide open, my eyes were big. I was such in awe, and I couldn't wait, till he walked off so I could call my mom and tell her that I just, interacted with Denzel Washington. And then, it was a month or 2 later when I was being drafted in the NBA. I just couldn't believe it as a kid coming out of Flint, Michigan, with a lot of people, saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, and just believing in myself and having a great foundation with my family and coaches. The day I got drafted in the NBA, man, it was like a dream, just sitting there, and when my name was called, it was such a blessing. And even to get called by Detroit Pistons, a team that I grew up admiring. So it was something special. I'll never ever forget it.
Absolutely. I just can't even imagine going from, being 18 years old and being on national television with Tom Izzo and the Spartans. I mean, even just something like that. As an 18-year-old, you got to be pinching yourself going, this is me, this is my life.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a moment as well, and especially going to Michigan State because I always loved Michigan State. And, Michigan State wasn't really the prominent basketball program that it is now. Back then, it wasn't cool to go to Michigan State. Michigan was the school to go to, or the Dukes and North Carolinas. I got recruited by all those schools.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was special to be able to live out my dream and play at Michigan State in that green and white.
That is so awesome. Now, okay, the second question I got is non-sports related. Okay, Mateen, what is the first album you ever had as a kid?
The first album I can remember having as a kid will probably be Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
Oh, awesome.
And that was a classic album. He's my all-time best ever. I just don't think it get no better than Michael Jackson. And so long as I can remember, I know I probably had a few, but the one that jumped out to me, and I always will remember, was Michael Jackson, Off the Wall.
That is so awesome because a lot of people, the last person I asked that, they said Barry Manilow.
Oh, man. That's cool, too. You can't go wrong either way.
You picked a good one, though. You picked a really good one, Off the Wall, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you so much for calling in, Mateen. We had such a good time talking to you. You have a fabulous day. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.